Welcome to Unleash Curiosity by Vital Pet Life.
I'm Dr. Amber De Silva, veterinarian and advocate for integrative pet care.
And I'm Donie Yamamoto, founder and CEO of Vital Pet Life. We're so glad you're here.
This is a space where curiosity, compassion, and science converge, where we explore the powerful mind-body connection that supports your pet's health and your own.
Each week, we'll dive deep into the world of pet wellness, breaking down myths, exploring ingredients, and learning from expert voices across the industry.
From nutrition and sustainability to transparency and advocacy, we're here to help you feel more confident, connected, and informed in your care choices.
So let's get into it, because when we know better, we do better. This is Unleash Curiosity. Welcome back to Unleash Curiosity. I'm Donie Yamamoto, CEO and founder of Vital Pet Life.
And I'm Dr. Amber De Silva, DVM. Today we're here to talk about something that affects far more dogs than most pet parents realize: hip and joint health. Did you know that 1 in 5 adult dogs may experience joint issues in their lifetime? Together, let's break down the early signs to watch for, the role of exercise, weight control, and supplements, and the proactive steps you can take to keep your pup and kittens moving comfortably at every age.
Dr. Amber, why should pet parents think about joint health early, even before their dog shows or cat shows signs of stiffness or slow movement?
So prevention really is the key to a better quality of life in the long run. It's important to support joint health prior to there being a lot of pain and inflammation in the joints. And it's easier to do that than trying to react when the problem has become so difficult to treat.
Can you show us or tell us the subtle behavioral changes that can indicate the early stages of joint discomfort in dogs and cats?
Yeah, so you might see some restlessness or difficulty getting comfortable. So some dogs will circle 3 times before they lay down. But if it seems like, gosh, they lay down and they're just like moving all around and can't get comfortable, panting in dogs for sure. Slow to rise after laying down for a while. So that's a big sign that, maybe they slept the whole night and they get up first thing in the morning and they're really slow to get up, even if they're not crying out. But it just takes them a while to stand up and kind of walk around and get those joints moving again. Certainly reluctance to play like they normally would. Sometimes licking the joints can be a sign. Yeah. And then in cats, especially older cats, I've seen a lot of back pain, like lower back pain. And so cats will be more reluctant to go like up and down stairs or jump on high places that they used to. So watch for that in our kitties who, they seem to like to get to high places. But if it's like all of a sudden, Fluffy's not really jumping up on her cat tree anymore, then that's something to be concerned about.
Oh, that's good to know. What roles do exercise and weight management play in protecting a dog's joints throughout their life?
Well, we have to realize that fat is not just extra weight that puts more pressure on the joints. I mean, it certainly does that, but fat is an active organ that produces inflammatory substances. So you kind of get a double whammy. You have, extra weight just physically putting more pressure on the joints, but then you have all of these substances that are bombarding the body being produced by the fat. And so it's really important to manage weight. So we want to keep them lean. We've talked in previous episodes about body condition score. So ideally, and this goes for dogs and cats, you should be able to fill the ribs but not see them. If you have to push in to fill those indents between the ribs, that's extra weight. And then when you're looking down, they should have a nice trim waist. Looking down on them from above the waist. So if they're kind of like the same width all the way down, then those are indications that your pet is overweight. So really important weight loss and to keep them lean. Now, exercise is obviously great. It's super important, but we need to do it the right way. So low impact exercise is the best. So we're talking about walking, swimming, free running or jogging, if they're just kind of going at their own pace.
Yeah.
Running on hard surfaces like asphalt or concrete, jumping after balls or frisbees, all of those things can be really hard on joints, especially for dogs that already have joint issues. So if your dog is super young and active and athletic, probably not as much of a concern, but as they get older, or if they already have some joint issues, we definitely want to stay clear of some of those really jarring exercises. I am a huge fan of walking because it's really gentle on the joints, and it's easy to tailor the walking distances to your pet's abilities. Let's say your pet has poor mobility, very overweight, not a lot of stamina. I mean, maybe walk 2 or 3 houses down and come back. If that's all your dog can handle, that's okay to start out with. That little bit is a good start still. Yeah. And, you know, as they get some of the weight off, their joints are moving better, then, you know, you can go a little bit longer and come back. So anyway, I do love walking. It's a great exercise. And then really like underwater treadmills because the water decreases the pressure on the joints. You know, it makes the body more buoyant and decreases the pressure on the joints. So the vet that I used to work for is certified in canine rehabilitation. And at the clinic, he has an underwater treadmill. So he will tailor a plan for each individual patient to help them be more active and lose weight. And sometimes it's a dog with really severe joint issues and we're just trying to keep them active. Other times, maybe they don't really have signs of arthritis yet, but they're really overweight and it's hard to get them to walk. And so you can do this underwater treadmill, you know, it helps them so much. So
that's good.
So there's a lot of options for exercise and weight control doing those things.
Yeah. Well, how do supplements actually support joint health?
Yeah. So the key is the components in the supplements. So omegas, the antioxidants, and the vitamins and minerals. So some of these components are building blocks of joint fluid and cartilage. Some have anti-inflammatory properties, but all of this works together to improve the quality of the joint fluid and then decrease inflammation in the joints.
What are the key ingredients that pet parents should look for a joint supplement? Like, how do we know it's good? You know, this is all about reading the label now.
Yes. Yeah. So I think mostly we're familiar with omega-3s, so maybe like a fish oil, glucosamine, chondroitin. So those are the 3 major components that we look for in joint supplements, but it is really important to look for a high quality supplement. How do we know that it's high quality? Well, it's verified by a third party, so we know exactly what's in it. We know that what is in it is what's on the label. What's on the label accurately represents what is in the bottle. Transparency in the ingredients. You know, we've talked about, like, back when we did our food label episode, which I highly recommend you check out, we talked about, like, there's only certain things that have to be disclosed on a label. And so for me, the more information that's disclosed, even above and beyond what's required, tells me that this company is willing to be transparent about what's in their bottle. And so those are the things that we look for when we're trying to assess what quality it is.
Exactly. And it's hard, again, for a company to be 100% transparent, but again, it aligns with us as reason why we wanted to educate consumers on reading the labels, understanding what's in there, and again, transparency is key. We wanted to know what's going on in our supplements, what we take in, and same goes for our pets.
Right. Yeah. And, you know, at the end of the day, too, if it's a financial decision, like, you want to know that you're spending money on something that's going to help your pet, something that is
and
good
also
quality
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, because if you're spending your money on sawdust or fake fish oil, you know, you're losing money and you're not helping your pet. So
I know. It's just the sawdust. I remember sawdust. And what was it, the one that they were saying when the glucosamine, somebody in the industry mentioned that some were like soy, or it's just so crazy. Soy powder. You thought that you're getting like collagen or glucosamine, whatever it is that you're taking, and Apparently it's not. Okay, so tips for pet owners, Dr. Amber, other than reading the label.
Right. So super important to have good quality nutrition throughout their growth and the maintenance phase. Obviously, when they're seniors, just all life stages, we need to be really striving toward giving them good nutrition. Maintaining a healthy weight, a lean body mass is very, very important. Consistent, gentle exercise. And then you want to watch for early signs of mobility problems or pain. Good quality joint supplements. And then, we haven't really touched on this in this episode, but the breed of your dog is super important too. So some breeds are just more prone to orthopedic disease, arthritis, hip dysplasia, those type of things. And so if your dog falls into that one of those high risk breeds, then it's even more important for that individual to have good nutrition, maintain a good weight, get on a good joint supplement.
Yeah, I think we should discuss about breed too, probably in our next episode or, sometime in the future, because I think some that I know are the corgis, the Dachshunds, Shih Tzus, like the little guys. You think that it's the bigger guys, like German Shepherds too. They move around, but again, the little guys are also prone and with a stucky body. So
yeah, that would be a great episode to discuss specific problems in certain breeds, and just so that we know and we can watch out for that.
Yeah, the more we educate ourselves, the more we can help our animals, our fur companions to be healthier. Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Amber.
Thank you, Donie.
My takeaway about this discussion with Dr. Amber is really knowing the signs and the behavioral changes, even it's in the early stages of their life, so that you'll know how to take care of them and how to start looking for a supplement or when to go to a vet and verify maybe my dog is having joint issues, because the more you again empower yourself by learning more about the animals' experiences and also the changes in their behavior, the more you can find ways on how to help them. That's my takeaway.
Awesome. Yeah. My big takeaway is just prevention is so important. If we,
that's a good one.
We control everything that our dogs eat, our cats eat, if they're indoors, we control their nutrition, their exercise. Like, it's in our power. That's so empowering to me that we can make the change, and we can, we're not going to prevent 100% of health problems, but we can do so much just by good quality nutrition and keeping that at a good weight.
Yeah. I think that's awesome. Yeah, that's a good one, Dr. Amber. Thank you to everyone who tuned in today. Don't forget to click the follow button so you'll be notified about our new weekly episodes.
This is Dr. Amber. Thanks again for listening. We'd love to hear your feedback. Let us know if you have any questions about this episode, and we'll answer them in an upcoming episode. Email us at podcast@vitalpetlife.com.